Hello everyone, my name is Alan Bunny. Today I'm going to make a presentation on occupational noise exposure. It is based according to Code of Federal Regulation 29 1910.95 Subpart K. In this presentation we will be talking about the effect of noise on hearing and hearing protectors, the purposes, advantages and disadvantages of it. And then we'll talk about the attenuation of types of hearing protectors, and we'll talk about audiometric testing procedures and purposes. And that will be it. The effect of noise on hearing. We have three main effects of noise on hearing. A prolonged exposure to loud sounds can damage the delicate hair cells in the inner ear and the auditory nerve, affecting a person's ability to hear and understand speech, eventually leading to permanent hearing loss. Short-term exposure to loud noise can also cause hearing loss, where the ears may feel suffered or ringing. It can also cause temporary hearing change. And repeated exposure to loud noise can cause permanent tinnitus or hearing loss. You might wonder what tinnitus is. Tinnitus is the perception of sound, like ringing, buzzing, or hissing, in one or both ears or in the head, even when no external sound is present. This condition happens when the person is exposed to sound repeatedly. Hearing protectors, we'll be talking about the purposes, advantages, and disadvantages of it. Before we go into it, let's define what hearing protectors are. The hearing protectors are wearable devices that can lower the intensity of sound that enters your ear. This is the definition according to the National Institute of Health website. There are different types of hearing protectors devices, such as earplugs, ear muffs, and electronic hearing protection. The person on the right of the picture on the slide is wearing a hearing protection device that protects his ears from the loud noise that he is exposed to. So let's go to the purpose and advantages of hearing protection devices. The main purpose is for hearing protectors is to safeguard hearing from damage caused by excessive noise, and it's to help prevent noise-induced hearing loss. The advantages of it is to prevent noise-induced hearing loss. Noise-induced hearing loss can lead to a gradual or sudden decrease in hearing ability, which can be permanent. It can reduce risk of tinnitus. Exposure to loud noise can trigger or worsen tinnitus, but by wearing hearing protectors can reduce the risk of having that condition. Hearing protectors can protect balance. Hearing protectors can minimize distraction and enhance communication. They reduce distracting sounds and help employees to concentrate better, potentially leading to increased productivity. Hearing protectors can also improve overall health and well-being. Protecting hearing now can help individuals maintain their hearing for years to come. The disadvantages of hearing protectors of reduced auditory awareness. Traditional hearing protectors can block out all noise, making communication difficult and potentially making important warning sounds. So if a person was hearing protector that block out all sound, it can make it difficult to communicate with that person, and also block out the warning sounds that the person may hear. The disadvantages of having hearing protectors is uncomfortable or cumbersome. Earplugs can cause discomfort, especially during long-term use. Earmuffs can be uncomfortable in hot or humid conditions, and pressure from earplugs to earmuffs can also be a source of discomfort. The other disadvantages of hearing protectors is noise-induced changes in hearing. Earmuffs may interfere with the fit of other safety equipment like glass or helmets, and this may also reduce some ability of the worker. The attenuation of hearing protectors, first of all, I think it's best we know what attenuation is. Attenuation is type of adjustment that is done to hearing protectors to reduce specific amount of sound from entering the ears of a person. So employers, the main purpose of having the attenuation of hearing protectors according to 29 CFR 1910.95 subpart K, it says that employers must use attenuation evaluation methods described in Appendix B 29 CFR 1910.95. An example of the attenuation evaluation methods is in the next slide, which will be seen in a few moments. The attenuation of hearing protectors must be for an exposure up to 8-hour time-weighted average of 85 decibels or less. Hearing protectors must attenuate employees' exposure at least an 8-hour time-weighted average of 85 decibels or less. Attenuation must be re-evaluated whenever employee noise exposure increase. The adequacy of hearing protector attenuation shall be re-evaluated whenever employee noise exposure increase to the extent that the hearing protectors provided may no longer provide adequate attenuation. The employer shall provide more effective hearing protectors where necessary. So, if the loud noises increase, hearing protectors must also be re-evaluated to lower the intensity of that loud noise. So the next slide coming up will be an example of the evaluation methods that an employer must use in order to get the right hearing protector. So here, this is the table that shows a particular type of manufacturer's hearing protecting devices attenuation level. So this is one of there are many of those tables, and 29 CFR 1910.95 Appendix B. It gives you an instruction to access this table where it will show all the available or required hearing protector from its manufacturers and the attenuation versus frequency table. And this is an example of the table. So, number 4, we will be talking about audiometric testing. So, audiometric testing is a process used to measure a person's hearing ability. It involves using an audiometer to present sounds at different frequencies and intensities, and then assessing the softest sound a person can hear. The results are typically plotted on a graph called an audiogram, which shows the hearing threshold for each ear at different frequencies. For the purpose of And audiometric testing is to detect hearing loss, determine type and degree of hearing loss, monitor changes in hearing over time. The advantages of it is baseline and establishment. Advantages of it: baseline establishment and monitoring, early detection and monitoring, hearing conservation in occupational settings. And the disadvantages of an audiometric testing is time and convenience. Workers do not have enough time to make time for an audiometric testing, limited frequency range, and environmental factors. Sometimes environment can affect the patient's hearing ability. So the picture on the left shows an audiogram that is done when a person attends an audiometric testing. The testing procedures of an audiometric testing is preparation, where the audiologist may perform a visual inspection of ears to check for any obstruction or problems like earwax or perforated eardrums. Presentation of sounds. The operator may produce a sound and then may get a response from the patient and record the thresholds where the patient's hearing level can reach for him in order to respond to the sound being made. And results are plotted on an audiogram. As I have said earlier, the picture on the left is an example of an audiogram. So the cause overview. Exposure to loud noise can cause both temporary and permanent damage to hearing, impacting everything from day-to-day conversations to overall health. Hearing protection devices like earplugs or earmuffs are tools used to reduce the amount of noise reaching the ears. They protect hearing by lowering the intensity of sounds, preventing potential damage to the inner ear, and helping to avoid or minimize noise-induced hearing loss, tinnitus, and hyperacusis. By examining the importance of efficient design, environmental considerations, and technological advancements, we can understand how architects play a pivotal role in shaping the future of our built environment. Audiometric testing, also known as hearing test, evaluates a patient's ability to hear different sounds and speeds at various frequencies and loudness levels. These tests help identify the presence, type, and degree of hearing. Thank you, and this is the end of my presentation. If you have any question, leave the question down in the comments below. Bye bye.